Beautiful people that are out there. Welcome to the joint. We have talking baseball. We're talking baseball. Yeah, I really don't know this. I don't know the song. There's a song out there anyway. Anyway, we're talking about baseball today for a little bit, but we do have some NFL news because the owners' meeting is here in Phoenix, Arizona. So, let's get down to it. Welcome to the joint. Welcome to the joint. The joint. Welcome to the joint, everyone. We're talking baseball. I am your humble host, Martin Saquon Novak, and today we are talking about the shutdown that is looming and about baseball season being back. But for how long? How long is baseball season gonna be back? Is this maybe the last year? And I know in the last video I covered about the contracts that they had with ESPN, ABC, Netflix, Paramount. Baseball's kind of spread itself a little bit thin when it comes to the contracts a little bit. But there could be a shutout looming. And even directly from Rob Manfred said, yeah, there could be a shutout. And as his time as the MLB commissioner comes to an end, the businessman, that's who they decided to go with, was the MLB commissioner. Got to at least say you don't like Roger Goodell on the NFL side, but he doesn't do a terrible job at it. We're going to look at some stats today. We're going to look at some facts today of the MLB and exactly where they're at. Julian Gallardi, our MLB provider, is going to be coming back on the next episode. So I'm excited about that. So let's talk about this. Let's get down to it. The MLB is looking at a cap situation and why they can't have a cap. Players don't want a cap. Which, by the way, you son of bitches. Sorry, I'm going to agree with the owners on this one. The NFL has a cap. And I would argue that the NFL players put a lot more of their body on the line. You can go to the gym. You can do whatever you want to do. I get it. You're doing it. I'm not going to demean. Well, I'm going to demean your job. The fact of the matter is the NFL players are doing their best. And they got a cap, and they got to maneuver the cap, and that's also on the GM. Baseball's like free willy-nilly. It's like the wild, wild west. It's like the wild, wild west out there. You don't have to worry about a cap. Dodgers. Let's talk about the Dodgers. Here's the reason why I don't want to watch baseball anymore. You got the Dodgers, who have a whole financial firm behind them, by the way. Backloading contracts, and Julian Gallardi will talk more about that in the next episode. They're backloading. So basically what that means is that they can sign somebody and just we'll pay you the big money later on. Oh, we'll pay you the big money later on. Wish I could backload some stuff. Wish I could be like, yeah, you know what? I'll pay you this for now. And then we'll backload everything else later on. Honestly, that's bullshit. It's real bullshit. And that's why I don't like watching baseball, is because we all know who's going to be leading the NL West. We all know who's going to the World Series. We all know who's going to be leading their divisions because there's such a disparity. There's such a disparity in baseball right now when it comes to the budgets between the teams. Now, here's the other argument as I pull up these stats. There are owners like the Pittsburgh Pirates. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. There are other owners that are just not spending the money. They're not spending the money on the team. They have a team and they're like, yay, yay. Oh my gosh, I got a team. Yay, yay. And they're not putting any money towards it. They're not spending any money towards it. They just own a team. They're doing the minimum. They're collecting the MLB overall revenue from all the teams. And they don't put any money towards the team. That's a problem. That is a problem. Now, I'm wearing, New York Mets here. I got the big Mo Vaughn. The big Mo Vaughn jersey on. And the Mets used to be, honestly, with all due respect to Fred and I believe Steve Wilpons, called the Coupons, back when they had the majority share of the Mets, they were always, never really in it. In a big market, they didn't want to spend the money. They might go out and get one player or two players, or whatever, but they never really were dedicated to it until the Omar Minaya days. And then, of course, that brought on the whole Bernie Madoff scam. And that was devastating. So when you look at it now, there are teams that are saying, look, we're trying to keep up. We're trying to field a team, but we are in a small market. And I can fully understand that. What I can't understand is when the Dodgers are allowed to backload these contracts by years. I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that shit. It's absolute bullshit is what it is. It's not baseball. And honestly, it's not a fair advantage. But when you don't invest in your team and you say, I'm going to put a minor league team on there, I'm kind of looking at you, the Florida Marlins. Let me point finger out there a little bit. Kind of looking at you a little bit. Just throw one team under the bus there. I don't care. What's the sense? Baseball needs a cap. They need more regulation because clearly there's just a free-for-all and it's a highway out there where we're just spending money and doing whatever the hell we want to do. I don't care what the players say. It's not good for baseball. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. I like seeing small market teams beat big market teams. I like seeing big market teams go up against big market teams. That's what I want to see. Fix it, baseball. Get it done. I'm not dealing with it. When we get back, we are going to talk some more about the NFL. We got an owners meeting coming up. There's going to be some voting going on. We'll get back to the joint. Welcome back to the joint. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, of course. Like the video so that our content can get out there and we can make this a bigger movement than it is already. We are talking NFL. I am in Arizona here. And I think the NFL owners, I know the NFL owners meeting is here this week. And the NFL owners meeting is a chance for the owners to kind of not be so competitive with I need a trade, I need this trade, I need that trade. No. This is more of some elevator music. You think I could get some elevator music? Some boppity bop? No? Yeah? Nope. Okay, we'll see. They're here, owners meeting, to talk about what they're going to raise. Maybe they're going to talk about the tush push. No, they're not talking about that this year. Of course they're not talking about that this year. Now, suddenly when teams started getting really good at doing what my team, the Philadelphia Eagles, were able to do, suddenly that went into the back burner. Real interesting, Green Bay. Looking right at you. No, the NFL meetings, the owners meeting is coming up, and their focus, one of the major focuses that's going to be is about the referee calls on the field and the overrulings. So the NFL is at a kind of like impasse here. They're kind of at an impasse here. Baseball got it right where they will, somebody sees something wrong upstairs. Maybe the call that was on the field wasn't right. I'm looking back at Andres Galarraga. Man, that guy handled it really well. Jim Joyce. Terrible call. But the NFL is looking at, okay, can there be a ruling on the field? And can we overturn the ref's ruling? Now, they've been doing a little bit of that this past season. The refs are not a big fan of it, which I don't understand because fans have been clamoring for it for a minute. If you get something wrong, you get something wrong. No one's got a problem with you. But if you go together, and this is why I don't understand, and I've been a coach before, and I've been a player before. If you've got four refs gathering together, and this is where I say it's shady boots, dirty dealings. You got four refs gathered together, flags all over the field, and here's what you hear. There is no foul on the play. Or both the defender and the offensive player both have fouls. They offset. Why are you wasting our time? Why are you wasting our time with that? And quite frankly, I find it very funny that we got four people that have to stand on the field and be like, what do you think? I'm like, is there some gambling going on? We could do it. Well, I saw this. No. It sounds shady. It sounds shady to me. So the NFL is trying to say that somebody, the eye in the sky, can say, hey, look, we have to go back to that play. But here's the thing. Do you go back to, how far do you go back to that play? How much time do you have to go back to that play? Because this happened before, I believe in Cleveland, where they went way back after 3 plays. How much time does the coach get to maybe run another play so that it can't be challenged? How do you incorporate the challenges? This is where it gets a little bit dicey, and I can understand. But I believe for the sport, and if they're going to talk about it at the owners' meeting, about, hey, if there is a bad call by a ref, can we overrule that call? And how much time do we have to overrule that call so that the coach doesn't need to use a challenge? I think it's a fair thing to bring up. Now, what's not fair, and what sounds crazy to me, is the Cleveland Browns are also going to be proposing a new rule. And only in Cleveland Browns fashion, the Brownies, would they do this. The Cleveland Browns are proposing that you can use 5 seasons of draft picks out. 5 seasons of draft picks out. I believe it's only 3 right now. They're proposing 5 seasons out of draft picks. So first round, second round. Oh, I can give you my 2031 draft pick. First round. The reason that it's crazy to me, and the Browns have always tried to be this supposedly innovative team, but then again, we're also talking to the team that is still paying Deshaun Watson to not be on the field. So I don't even know why you are welcome to the table at the owners' meeting, but okay, here you go. It's that awkward, I had a little bit too much drink. And it's like, you know what? It would be a good idea. The reason I think this is insane is because you have players that are still in high school at that point that it's a reach. It's a real reach. And it also is to, in my mind, protect the GM's ass. Or not protect the GM's ass. If you got a crazy ass GM and you got a situation like Mike Ditka, who's like, I'm going to give every draft pick I got for Ricky Williams. I'm just going to sell the whole team's future off. I mean, do we not learn anything from this? Kevin Costner, what was that movie with the Browns? Come on. Like, I think that this idea is absolutely ridiculous. I hope it doesn't pass. I don't see it passing. I think 5 seasons of draft picks is absolutely... I don't even know why they would put that out there. That's absolutely insane to me. To me. Just to me. And then we're going to talk about, when we get back, some people who can't seem to get certain players out of their mouth. Because I guess there's nothing else to talk about. You go and turn on ESPN. You turn on ESPN and you find the same conversation happening every single day with the same names. And there's no news on it. But we're going to talk 14 minutes about it. Guys, we'll be back with the joint. We'll talk about it. Welcome back to the joint. I am Martin Sakon Novak. Please, guys, if you're liking this video, please go ahead, subscribe, like the video. I know you hear it all the time, but it is an actual great ride that we're going on, and we are a new channel that's starting, so just wanted to let you guys know. The next thing I have to go into is analysts that can't seem to keep these people's names out of their mouth. I don't know what is going on, if maybe there's no news to report about, because it seems to be the same news that's going on, and I guess we're going to keep hearing about this until the draft, and then I don't know what else they're going to talk about. So the draft could be very interesting, or it could be extremely boring. And with that being said, let's talk about some free agents that are still on the market for just a second. Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett. Russell, honestly, bro, look, I don't need to hear you do another whole, like, let's go Broncos, let's go Steelers, Big Blue. It's been interesting. So I don't know what you're going to see there or anything that you're going to see there. And then Tyler Lockett, yeah, I've got nothing against him, He's just, maybe it's just the market. They're waiting for somebody to maybe go down is what I'm hearing, is that, it's just kind of a dynamic sort of issue. Is he going to fit the right system type of wide receiver? And then we have the constant ongoing saga. ESPN can't get enough of this ramming down their throat like somebody. We all know what that sound is when that's going on. AJ Brown. Can we just let it go for now? Can we just let it go? They just got Elijah Moore, who's his best friend, added to the team. So I'm hoping that settles some things. And Kevin Patullo. That's the face I think of Kevin Patullo when he's calling a play. Once again, good luck, Dolphins. Kevin Patullo is not there anymore. So can we try to calm it down a little bit with those trade talks? Maybe it's Howie cooking. Maybe Howie's cooking something up. I don't know. But it's tiring, exhausting to see ESPN constantly rehash the same ass shit that they've been doing the entire time. Can we have a segment where we're not talking about this entire thing? Now, Ty Simpson Another big topic that ESPN loves to talk about, especially Mel Kiper. Why that guy has a job, I don't know, because I've seen Mel Kiper be wrong a lot more times than I've seen him be right, and when he's wrong, he's pretty damn wrong. So I don't get that. I guess you can get things wrong and still keep your job for years and years and years. That's interesting. They're talking about Ty Simpson, quarterback. And is he going to go number one? Is he not? Well, not number one. Is he going to go in the first round or is he not going to go in the first round? He's going to go in the first round because there are teams like the Jets and other teams that believe that they have to take that shot. They got to take a shot at ruin another person's quarterback career. And that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna go number one. I don't have much to say about it. I'll probably put some stats up on here, but I don't have much to say about it. But I'm just tired of the proverbial conversation that literally the ESPN garbage, the genre that just not garbage, the jargon that just keeps getting put out there day after day after day. Okay, like when it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Everybody knows. Why are we still talking about Fernando Mendoza? If we all know that he's going to the Raiders, then he's going to the Raiders. Okay, cool. Like, why are we wasting our time on this? Because we got nothing else to talk about? Like, really? This is what you went to school for, and you can't even put like something like a little bit exciting on there. Every day I wake up and there's some kind of crap on there. So I just had to say that because here at the Joint, I don't want to talk about the same things over and over and over. Oh, and you try to find little holes. No, I'm not dealing with that. That's crazy. And then on the other hand, we have Aaron Rodgers. Is he in the darkness again? Is he on ayahuasca somewhere? I've never met a person who literally every off season's like, oh, let me contemplate on my future. Let me contemplate on where I'm going to go if I'm gonna retire, 'cause my ass is old and unwanted and unneeded. Sorry, Aaron. It's gotten really old. Every offseason we do this. At least Brady went out better than this. Every season we got Aaron Rodgers sitting there. Maybe not. And then the product on the field sucks. So you got big fat Mike. 60-something-year-old coach. 64, 65. I don't know. What the Steelers are doing, it doesn't show any signs of progression. It shows signs of regression. So I don't know. I got a problem with that. I got a real big problem with that. Aaron, make a decision. Figure out, are you going to ride off in the sunset or are you going to actually do your job that you've been doing for years? I don't care if you're a Super Bowl champion. What I've seen on the field right now, it wouldn't be worth investing in another season of you at quarterback. And let me just talk about this right now. You have a lot of teams that are in that phase, and Howie knows he's got it. Howie Roseman, Eagles executive vice president of and general manager of operations, he knows that Tanner McGee, I mean, if it wasn't for that last game of the season, that looked a little shaky when he took over. But Tanner McGee, for some teams, and I don't have a lot of sources, but there's some teams that would be interested in seeing if Tanner McGee is starting level. So I think we could see a lot of shifting, a lot of different kind of pickups, a lot of different kind of moves during the draft in that position. Just letting you guys know, Eagle fans, even if you're not, or if you're a team that needs a quarterback, you could be seeing some shifting going on. And with that said, I also believe that Kirk Cousins, he's out there too on the free agent market. that could be a backup. I don't see it working out well, but that could be a backup for the Steelers. The Vikings already made their choice and said, okay, we're going to go with this competition between, and it is a competition, between J.J. McCarthy, who they proverbial messed up that situation. Oh, he's the next coming of Jesus. And now you have Kyler Murray there. So, like, you messed that. Now you got a whole mess on your hands right there, Viking fans. Great job.
Goals!
All right, guys.
Goals!
That's been the episode of The Joint. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, subscribe. We also have the email. You could always email us something if you don't want to go ahead and comment in the box below. We are going to be on several different platforms coming through this week. Thank you for taking the journey with me. And